Saturday afternoon. I'd like to take the time to welcome you to another Morning Glory Apostolic Prophetic Center broadcast. I'm your host, Diedrich Hubbard, and boy, it's a wonderful day. Dion coming on. I got to order me some snacks. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to see what Dion do. But before I do that, I got to finish a message. Because, see, many of you are feeling the effects of what God is doing. And a lot of you, God has been revealing to me that you are fighting the process in which he's trying to take you through in order to get out of you what he put in you. A lot of you mad. You mad at me? You holding a grudge against God? You holding that money hostage? But guess what? Don't none of that cares. Because when God comes for what he wants, and you don't give God what he wants, didn't I tell y'all he gonna give you over to what you love? So we're gonna finish talking about separation. Don't fight the process. We're gonna be in 1 Corinthians chapter 2 if y'all want to go on over there. So now, what we got to understand when you fight this process, you have to mentally and spiritually look at what you keep doing wrong and just get it right. And see, for a lot of you, you rather hang on to a lie than to just say, hey, my mind was messed up back then. You know, I made a mistake. You rather hold on to the lie or the figment of what you want the truth to be instead of submitting to God. What did I tell you what God is doing? God is saying he is doing a supernatural bilateral C-section. Why is that? See, bilateral, it said God says, I got to cut you at the depth of what you mean to me. You know what I'm saying? Bilateral. And see, that's why a lot of y'all get in your feelings lately. You feel like you want to cry. You trying to hold it together, but you losing it. You want to cry. Cry. See, when you want to cry, ooh, that's good, Holy Spirit. When you want to cry, when you want to look strong, when you want to stand up, you know what's going on. That's pride. That's all it is, pride. That's that blind pride I be talking about. And see, for a lot of you, God has to come after that pride in ways you never thought God would. So y'all got to stop saying, my God wouldn't do that. That ain't none of God. That ain't none of God. You don't know what God gonna do because you don't even know the season that we in. And that's why I know God doing it, because I've been telling y'all we in a season of preparation. So when you prepare when you prepare dinner, don't you get all the ingredients? Then you got to trim the fat off the meat, or you got to cut the meat you want. You got to spice it. You got to set the temperature. You got to mix it all together. So right now, we're at that separated state. That's what we're doing. The definition for separation, it says the act or process of separating, the state of being separated. See, some of y'all thank God that left you. Some of y'all then lost the only person that you could depend on. Some of y'all in the midst of losing. See, that's why he said the act or process of separation. Because I told y'all it was going to be a civil war in the church. And I told you it was going to be against the natural religious Christian and us, the spiritual Christians. So we're here in this fight. And he separates children from parents, wives from husband, husband from wife, best friend from best friend, because he knows one of y'all is not hearing him the way you need to hear him. So I got to cut them. The season of the reprobate mind. How do you know you on the losing end of the separation? When everything that you had, watch what I've been teaching y'all. When everything that you had and was secure in, you lost. So you remember I used to teach y'all, I said, what? I said, who are you outside of your sorority affiliation, fraternity affiliation, your church, your family? Who are you outside of that? And see, if you're not connected to nothing outside of that, that's your identity in that. But watch this. I stand on my own. Don't y'all, most of the time, y'all see me by myself? Do I look sad? I be having a ball in my head. I had to come to grips of who I was. And see, for a lot of y'all, the reason that God got to cut y'all so deep is that you don't know who you are. See, when God called me, I had to admit to something. God, I'm a liar. God, I'm a whore. God, I'm a reprobate. God, I use your word to attract women. God, I ain't no good. God, I'm a thief. See, y'all can't say that. So I keep hearing footsteps in the dark. Y'all sneak around in the dark. But this is season. God got the spotlight. I see you. The second definition are point, line, or means of division, an intervening space. See, some of y'all, God had to separate from your friends, from your wife, from your husband, from your jobs, from your children, so they can take back and see who you really are. That's that self-examination separation. And see, some of y'all, God trying to just say, just tell the truth, because a lot of y'all pride yourself on the truth, but you keep holding on to lies. And he drawing a line. He's trying to make you see who you really are. But for many of you, the image that you built about yourself is so strong and rooted in pride, you'll go down fighting than to say I'm wrong. And see, for a lot of y'all, God finna break that mirror. Bang. You know, watch this. And he ain't breaking it like he usually break it when he touch his finger. God got a sludge hammer. It's about yay big. It's 4 feet tall. Watch this now. It's 4 feet. Well, the shaft part is 4 feet. The head part is 6 feet. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 is the spirit of prophecy. He's breaking that window to really speak to you prophetically of what he needs you to do. But because you have this superficial relationship with God for so long, he had to bring out the big guns. See, y'all notice how I've been teaching the past 2 days? I'm matching the gas. Huh? I'm running red lights. If I see a state trooper behind me, guess what? Keep up. Because God got something to do. And so for a lot of y'all, he had to separate you, not for you to look at the person and pick out their faults and this and that. He wants you to look at yourself. How far some of y'all have fallen from God. You have made God a routine. And you think because you got worship music on in your car 24/7, you got worship music in your house, worship music on the job, you read the Bible, you say you pray, you look at videos on YouTube, but yet you have got no closer to God. Watch this. I had my radio on today. Guess who I was listening to? Don't be too long. That King George. That Pokebell. I left home. Yeah, to be with my side piece. That Pokebell be bumping. Watch this. That ain't worship music. That's the blues. But why I'm still telling you what God doing? Because I got a relationship with God. See, some of y'all is stuck in the world because you don't have a relationship with God, so you don't understand the natural and the spiritual things that are happening to you because you got a superficial relationship. So God got to separate you from people that have a superficial relationship because He needs you to see who you are and address what you hide. Watch this. A succession of cohabitation between a married couple by mutual agreement or judicial decree. See, a lot of marriages, did I tell y'all in 2023 that it was going to be a lot of divorces, separation? See, so don't think because you left your husband, you left your wife, that you might not be going back. See, God got to break some of y'all. Your pride so strong and you so bent on what you ain't going to do that you don't know. God can make your heart do anything you want. I never said what I won't do. Because I got a relationship with God. Huh? See, watch this. So in this time of separation that some of y'all got, why you worried about what your husband doing, what your wife doing, if they gonna come back, if God answers your prayer? Your focus should be on God. Never love a man or a woman more than you love God. I ain't got no house no more. I ain't got no family. I'm right here at verse 3. Huh? A succession. I ain't in my, well, it wasn't my house anyway. Tell the truth and shame the devil. A termination of a contractual relationship. See, if a lot of y'all don't allow God to purge you of that bitterness, that manipulation, that whoring spirit, that adultery, that lying, that backbiting, that selfishness, you in for termination. So now we go on to 1 Corinthians chapter 2. Watch this. And brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of God. For I determined not to know anything among you save Jesus Christ and Him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of the power, that your faith shall not stand in the wisdom in man, but in the power of God. Y'all ready to break it down so we can learn? That's why you can't fight this process. See, y'all done sat around people who use psychological wisdom, but use the Bible as their platform. So now, you know, they're gonna teach you about the Greek. They're gonna teach you about the Hebrew. They're gonna teach you about all that other stuff. God dang it! My thing went down. I'm gonna have to redo this.